Hi everyone, this is Aki and this is a third video in our series of going through the 15 most common tax forms, and we're going to go to the third one, which is the 1099 INT, which is an interest income form. So let's get started. So I have an example here of forms and I just put this together. Basically it has a box by box instructions, summary instructions, because here's at the bottom you have a link to the IRS information where you can find the form, as well as about instructions. So each of the boxes has more detailed instructions, but obviously we all don't have so much time to go through all of that. So this kind of gives you like a summary that I put together. So the 1099 INT interest income form, many people receive it because many people have bank accounts, checking and savings account. Now, must be issued if you have more than $10 in box 1, 3, and 8, or there are any withholdings, and you should receive it by January 31st. Now, sometimes many times you will not receive when it's less than $10. I mean, according to IRS tax rules, any income that you receive, you should report it, but not many people even go back. And with the interest rates right now, the rate that you receive, many people receive less than $1 or a couple of dollars in income tax. So in income. So many people might not receive this form, but many people are familiar with this form. Over the years, it hasn't changed really. So in box, actually, let's just go first with the information that's listed. It lists the bank that you are with, whether or not the form is corrected or void. I haven't seen that used, but corrected, yes. Now, payers TIN, taxpayer identification number. So this kind of like a social security for the bank, for the institution. And then in next one, we have your tax identity number, which is your social security number. And this is actually dummy. Everything here, it's a dummy I use for Jane. And this is her address where she lives. Then in boxes, also another thing that's actually important here, the account number. So this can be helpful because maybe if you have multiple account numbers, you might receive multiple forms and you feel like, okay, what's going on where I'm getting this? You might be for different account, you might have a different form. So it's important to make sure you realize it might not be duplicate, it might be actually an additional form. Box 1, this is the main one that's used for most taxpayers. This is where you have your interest income listed. From bank, it could be a CD, and on federal it's taxable. I mean, there could be some unusual circumstances, but in most cases it is. Now in box 2, you have an yearly withdrawal penalty. Maybe you had CD or so, and you took it out prior to the expiration when you could have taken it out. So this would be a penalty. It is deductible from gross income. Then in box 3, we have interest received on U.S. saving bonds or Treasury obligations. So that information is taxable on federal return, but many times it's not taxable on some state and local taxes for local level. So you want to double check with your state. Number 4 is federal income tax withholding. Now, actually, rarely people actually withhold under interest income because it's small, but if you very rich, I'm sure maybe it might be a possibility, but for most people they don't have any withholdings in that box. Now here we have this investment expense. Now be careful, this is not like a typical investment expense. This is not like investment expense for having this account. This is actually rare, very rare real estate mortgage investment conduits, which honestly I don't even know what they are. So be careful, don't try to claim them on a typical tax return. Now, box 6 is any foreign tax you paid on the interest, and it would be listed in US dollars. And box 7 would list what country that was. Now, box 8, that's another one that's important, and sometimes taxpayers may have some numbers there. These are tax-exempt interest from investment like municipal bonds. and it is exempt from federal income tax. So that's great news because we like the tax-exempt income. And those are the main ones. There's more specific things underneath, but they're rarely used. If you want more info on what they are, please use the 1099 interest booklet that's on the IRS website, which I will link in the notes. So thanks for watching.